Thank you. He still believes she was murdered, but Ron Smith, father of Leeds nurse Helen, has finally agreed to a funeral going ahead after keeping her body in the city mortuary for 30 years.
Now, you may remember the story, even though it's an awful long time ago, when nurse Helen fell to her death in 1979 while working in Saudi Arabia. An inquiry said it was accidental. Mr. Smith has always claimed it was murder. He said there'd be no funeral until he proved it. But last night, there was a dramatic development in the story, which has made worldwide headlines for 3 decades. Here's our crime correspondent, John Cundy.
Dead bodies have to be buried. But I cannot, and I will not do so until such times that the machinations of the Foreign Office and the Thatcher government and the cornership system of England and Wales has been inquired into in every single detail.
Ron Smith speaking earlier this year. Helen Smith died together with a Dutch sailor in a fall from the balcony of a 6th-floor flat in the Saudi Arabian capital of Jeddah in 1979. She'd been at an illegal drinks party. Was it murder or just a drunken accident, as the Saudi authorities claimed? As the headlines spread worldwide, a 15-day inquest in Leeds returned an open verdict. But Ron Smith alleged an establishment cover-up. He said there'd be no funeral until he proved that. After 20 years, he said his campaign would go on.
Now, what sort of a father would I be if I had walked away 20 years ago and said, well, it's nothing to do with me, right? What sort of a father would I be if I walked away now, after 20 years?
Ron Smith, who's now 81 and in poor health, lives quietly in this Leeds suburb. He says he'll never give up his belief that his daughter Helen was murdered, but he says that after all these years, he's finally agreed with his ex-wife Gerald that Helen must be given her funeral. Mr. Smith told Look North, "We must put aside our personal disagreements. There's no animosity. The time is opportune. Neither my ex-wife nor I would want to pass away, leaving Helen's body in the hands of a local authority." Helen Smith will now be cremated next month and her ashes scattered later above Ilkley in her native Yorkshire. John Cundy, BBC Look North.
John, thank you very much.